So this is Piss and Moan. Piss and Moan? Piss and Moan. We talked about this. Video critiques,
something like that.
Movie reviews.
Yeah, we mentioned it we've mentioned 80,000 different.
There was one we came up with that was really good, and we were gonna use that because it was so much better. Because it wasn't like critique or review. It was more like
movie cynics.
Movie cynics.
Not critics, because
that would require us to be professionals or something.
And it would require me to have a positive outlook on anything.
Which is not the purpose of this show. So this is going to be the first and kind of...
probably last.
probably last. We're really good at consistency. Movie reviews. We're since it's 2017 and we kind of missed all of 2016, we were just going to kind of go through the... What?
Grab bag, 2016 grab bag.
Yeah, just quick throw everything at you. Throw it all in the... what are they called? The little, hit markers... Not the correct term in any way or shape or form, but the tags in the YouTube videos so that we catch all the people looking for movie reviews.
Yeah, that definitely. Cast a wide net for fan base.
Anything and everything. We're down for all of it. Cause
sure, yeah.
We're cheap and easy.
So the first one we're looking at is a porno.
Honestly, if we jump straight to the movies we think others should watch, it's not really, no.
Okay.
So the first one we were actually going to talk about was Star Wars Rogue One, because, that's the major blockbuster this year. I think pretty much the biggest, right?
Well, unless you count Force Awakens, which technically drew in lots of profit from... it was released in 2015, but most of its profit was earned during 20... Anyways.
Oh, because of this... Yeah, that makes sense.
Rogue One. It's a movie.
I heard a theory that they're planning on that they may try and make Star Wars kind of like a Christmas tradition, which is both really kind of scary and totally awesome.
Well, yeah, next 5 years, it was 5 subsequent years was the plan, because it was 7 filler, 8 filler, and then 9. That's all I've heard so far. But sounds like Han Solo might be getting the Solo movie. Might be getting pushed back for a year to come out the same year as Episode 8, which would be weird.
Why? Yeah, I don't know why they would...
Yeah, it's just a rumor I've heard. I don't know for sure.
Rumor mill?
It showed up on the IMDb news, so I don't know.
Gotta believe IMDb news, right? Yeah. So what'd you think of it? Star Wars Rogue One, that is. Not the Han Solo one.
It was alright. For the most part, I liked it.
Now you've rewatched it, right? So you've gotten
I've seen it 3 or 4 times.
I've still only watched it once, and I loved it the first time I watched it. I liked it a lot better than The Force Awakens, which I felt was above average movie, but I thought Rogue One was far above average.
Well, I loved Force Awakens the first time I saw it, and just less and less the more I think about it. Because Force Awakens, I actually hate the movie now.
I would still argue Force Awakens probably better than most of the rest of the series. But every year, my opinion of Star Wars lowers.
People keep saying that. Star Wars is an interesting series. Because... I don't know. I like the...
Good explanation!
I like the prequels a lot more than most people do, but that's not to say that they're great movies.
They're fun. They're lots of fun.
We kind of grew up with them. Revenge of the Sith came out when I was 14. So,
Now they know how old you are.
Well... So what? It's not like, again, you guys want my date of birth, my mom's maiden name, and all that info, you'll have to PM me. So, it was before I cared about critiquing movies that they came out, so I kind of enjoyed them. But Rogue One was... I kind of liked the plot. Some of the acting felt a bit forced. Because,
In Rogue One?
In Rogue One, yes.
Oh, okay.
Because it's the two major complaints I have in terms of acting was Jin in the rebel base for the first time seemed overly stressed over nothing, and then
overly pushy.
yeah,
She'd become a diehard, stalwart supporter of the rebel effort, just kind of abruptly.
Yeah, I mean, it was because she reacts so suddenly to her kidnapping without any. Her first question is, "What is this?" Which is a vague question, not "Where am I? What's going on?" Just kind of.
Who asks, "What is this?" This is a
people
movie.
Who don't know exactly. I don't know. The other thing that bugged me was the father's hologram speech to her was bland. I wasn't feeling it, the whole emotion. Whenever I look up to the stars, I think about you, and
it's pretty contrived.
It felt like a generic love poem.
Yeah, exactly. Just
spewed out something. I mean, I like the plot. I
thought the characters were great. Even Jin, although that's her name, right?
Jin? Yeah, Jin.
I didn't think she was great. I don't know. I'm real mixed on her. My big complaint, like what you kind of hit on there, my biggest complaint about the movie is easily the lack of actual growth by Jin. She just kind of
changes.
She just kind of like, oh, this point now I'm the good guy as opposed to the reluctant participant. And it's just kind of no real justification or growth. It's just kind of, oh, my father's dead. I have to support the rebellion now.
Yeah, because she doesn't like anybody. Because
they're all still assholes to her.
Yeah, she starts like Cassian for almost no reason other than I believe you, which I mean, I guess that's the reason.
And we got to stop that empire. I mean, I've been real big about that my whole life, and 5 seconds with my father really cemented that.
Well, and not only that, she even says in the movies those were rebellion bombs that spoilers killed my dad.
Spoilers. If you haven't seen it, go friggin' see it. Shut up and go watch it now.
Those were rebel bombs that killed her dad. I mean, she's real...
Not only was it rebel bombs to kill her dad, it was the rebel sniper who was supposed to kill her dad before the rebel bombers did kill her dad.
And that's the other thing is, okay, you decide not to kill Jin's father. Why not shoot the high-ranking Imperial official standing right next to him?
Because then we wouldn't get to see him talk with Darth Vader.
That's true. Darth Vader was definitely the best part of that movie. The last 2 minutes of the movie make up for like 30 years of Star Wars bullshit.
Yeah. I hope you guys can hear my dog. And I have family. They're wonderful.
Yeah, but just peeking out over the side of the screen, I can see all of them. So that's where I'm going when you see me off camera.
I look the other way.
I don't know what you can see over there. But anyways,
God damn. That Darth Vader scene was so well choreographed and so well done. That was the kind of stuff that I loved about the original Star Wars, was that they did much more. There was more behind the combat than just the combat, because the combat was honestly pretty crappy, but there was real meaning behind it as opposed to the gratuitous flurries of spectacularness that was the prequel trilogy, which was phenomenal. I mean, I loved watching it, but the Darth Vader scene had so much more to it with very little dialogue. That it's not often you can convey that kind of an emotional situation as well as they did there.
And the only part about that scene that bugged me is afterward, matching it up to New Hope. The New Hope, the ship that the Tantive 4 was being chased down, they're claiming they weren't at the battle at all. Darth Vader watched your ship. You can't say, no, I wasn't there. Darth Vader's like, yeah, you were. I killed most of your crew there.
Leia's not a very good liar.
No. What is she trying to hide with those cinnamon buns?
Those cinnamon buns? Her ears.
Okay.
I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
We have seen Spaceballs.
How many... Oh, we're only at 10 minutes. Okay.
Chill.
I thought we were going to go way long with this, and I felt like we'd already had. Because like we said, we're doing scattershot approach, so we've got a lot to cover. So as such, we're going to continue on with Rogue One and just kind of milk this for as much as we can.
I don't want to.
Really?
Let's move on to Passengers.
Okay. Before we go, Star Wars 1, rating. What did you give it?
Let's go 7.5 out of 10.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if you're using the same scale as I do. 5 is average, so like you're middle of the road, what you'd expect to see in a movie, nothing surprising. 5. Above average, it's really good. You expect it up to 10, and below average down to 1 or 0.
I'll go with the Game Informer standard, where 6 and lower is shit.
If you get a 5, you are one of the lowest performers we've ever seen.
I saw someone get a 4 in a Game Informer once.
Wow,
God,
shit.
can you imagine?
No, I can't. I don't believe you. I don't think their scale goes that low.
I don't like doing numbered ratings, so I'm just going to make up scales every time I do it. 7.5 out of 10.
Okay. How about this? There's another grading scale that I've seen that I really like, where you rank it on a monetary value. Like if you're going to go see one movie with this year, would this be the movie you'd recommend they go see? If they've got... they can't really...
No, I have another movie I'd write.
Okay,
we'll get to that.
So this would make the top 5 list for movies to watch this
Probably,
year.
yeah. I go top 5.
Now, would you recommend
on our
it?
List, at least.
I mean, it's kind of pointless at this point. Would you go see it in theaters or DVD it? Yeah,
Theaters. I would go see it in theaters.
I'd agree.
Just for that last scene, man.
Oh yeah, man. Okay. I'm a little bit more optimistic about Rogue One. I like it a little bit better than he does. I would give it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was... No, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I really liked it. I think it's one of the best movies this year. Easily top 5.
I think it
I
was
really liked it.
pretty average in terms of Star Wars movies. I will say...
Oh, really? I thought it was by far the best. I don't know. I won't go so far as to say by far the best Star Wars movie, but I think it was at least the best or second best.
Dude, you're casting sacrilege on Empire Strikes Back.
That's what, like I said, first or second, those two.
And as a kid, I never cared about Ewoks. I was okay with Ewoks as a kid, so I like Return of the Jedi.
It's because you're a weirdo. Probably like Jar Jar Binks, too.
Not really.
No.
But I do like
I did as a
Darth
kid.
Maul.
It's embarrassing to say, but can we add in Rebels?
Rebels is good. There,
yeah.
Got it covered. Except Season 3. Star Wars Rebels. Season 3 is kind of eh.
Well, we'll have to do a dedicated episode of that, because
Yeah,
that is so much better than you'd expect.
And I'd like to do the entire Clone Wars series at some point.
Have you watched it yet?
No, but I'm here. It's way better than Rebels. So.
Oh, okay. I've heard great things about Clone Wars as well. It's one of the ones I'd like to watch as well. Surprisingly, the Star Wars expanded universe on TV is way better than you'd expect. Better than it has any right to be.
Yeah, but don't touch the books.
Well, some of them are fantastic.
Well, I'm sure they are. I mean,
if you want books, go to Zahn.
Zahn.
Yeah, Zahn. I always screw up
Thrawn
and Zahn.
He's coming up with another one this year.
Yeah, and it's going to be canon, right?
I think so.
Awesome.
It better be. I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't be.
It's Disney. Canon bat coming through.
Well, I mean, I could talk so much crap about what they did with 7. So.
I just hope they can hear you because you're talking so quiet.
Well, you know, I will continue to mumble as long as I feel it is necessary.
It's interesting. You don't really mumble so much as that's Rick and Morty. Another thing we'll probably have to do a dedicated episode on once we've both watched it. That's supposed to be phenomenal. Also, way better than it has been. Yeah, just magic. There's nothing.
Product placement. Can't show.
Why can't I don't know. Product placement. Rick and Morty. I've heard it's great things. There's Game of Thrones up here too. Something else I need to watch.
I don't think I'm gonna do that. I enjoy.
It's hard for his compassionate heart.
Okay, I watched 5 seasons of Walking Dead before I said, you know what, just enough.
And it's interesting because I actually really hate sad shows, but Game of Thrones is more of just I wouldn't say sad so much as gritty. Except the Red Wedding.
Anyways, Passengers.
Passengers, episode 2.
I would like to see a sequel to that.
Yeah, because there's so much... The biggest complaint about Passengers, just right off the bat, so much left unanswered.
Yeah, there were a lot of questions that just...
Which is especially frustrating because, I believe you brought up when we first saw it, there's a lot of downtime and just kind of wasted time in the beginning. They spend too much time over frivolous things that they just don't need to spend time on. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking the other movie. Fuck, we should put that on the list.
Sure, that movie. I love that movie.
Arrival.
Oh yeah.
I confused these two movies, but they both have the same problem.
Passengers, Chris Pratt and J Law.
I wanted to say Jennifer, not Anderson. I was going to say
Lawrence.
J Lo. Jennifer Lopez.
I don't think that's her.
No, I don't. Who was it again though? I'm terrible
Jennifer
with actresses.
Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence.
J Law. Who could also be Jude Law, so who knows?
I have to say, I think the acting was really good in this. I think the biggest thing it struggled with, though, was pacing.
Yep.
It started out as it's a very much a slow burn, and you have to know that going into it. I know this one, that's something we should... Yeah, that's for sure. One thing I wanted to add into this is kind of like a Rotten Tomatoes critique. So, like, every movie we review, we hit on the Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah. Where do we stand relative to Rotten Tomatoes?
Screw Rotten Tomatoes. Like, in general, just...
Yeah, we have a number of strong disagreements with Rotten Tomato.
Passengers is the first major one on our list. We have at least one more.
Don't judge me. Don't listen to my clicks.
Clicky. So, yeah, Passengers was good. I feel like... I know it was largely the point of the movie. They spent a little too much time on the love story part, oddly enough. 'Cause...
I didn't think that was the problem. I thought they spent too much time... Oh, no, not love story, but dilly-dallying.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't move a lot of it didn't move the plot forward, and that's what was kind of bugging me.
I struggle with it, so...
I mean, because you could say that is the plot.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get at. Like, there's no... The establishing his loneliness and his despair, I felt was well-paced.
Yeah,
I got that. And I personally...
Especially with the implications of considering suicide and all that.
Oh, man, they did that so well. A bit where that was a perfect example of speechless acting. No talking, just exposition through acting, just through their physical actions and mannerisms and music too. Yeah, that was so well done.
Better than Rogue One.
Fuck you.
Sorry, Michael, whatever your name is.
Michael, whatever your name is.
I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I know what it's spelled, and I just can't. But, yeah, I'd recommend seeing it.
Me too.
I mean, it's not for the super critical, but, I mean, it's...
I wouldn't put it in my top 5 for the year, probably. It's close. I think it's in the top 10 for the year. I'd give it like a 7 out of 10, personally. I think it's above average.
If we're going through this list, I might put it in my... From this list, I might put it in my top 5.
Barely have 10.
Yeah, this is kind of a weird list. Anyways, moving on to one that I enjoyed more than most people would be Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Which I don't know what the Rotten Tomato is, so who cares?
Yeah, it's not even up there anymore.
No, it's so old.
Yeah, almost a month and a half. This
is quieter than typing, so I'm going to do it on my phone, so the viewers don't have to listen.
The continuation of the Harry Potter universe, continuation, look back into the past of the Harry Potter universe, was great for its secondary characters.
Yeah, man. Secondary characters were amazing.
I mean, main characters kind of okay. I mean, they're all right.
I'm going to right now say best character in a movie this year has to go to, what's his name?
Kowalski.
Kowalski?
I don't know
Kowalski?
the rest.
Kowalski. Stan, I thought it was.
No, it's Kowalski.
Kowalski.
I know for sure that's his last name. Because the banker laying on the floor. Kowalski!
He was phenomenal. He made the movie. But by himself, single-handedly. What was it? You've never met a human like me. Oh man, his acting was superb, and his character was phenomenal.
He's the perfect audience kind of insert character for someone dragged into the universe, kind of showing us, because they have to explain what's going on around him, and by explaining to him, it doesn't interrupt the flow of the movie.
Oh, I didn't even think of that, but that's a very good use of him. Often you have people stuck in that are clearly just for that role, and I didn't feel he hit that. He was very well done.
Yep.
He was a full-fledged character. Honestly, I'm going to go straight out and say I think him and the leading lady were better main characters than the main character. My biggest complaint about Fantastic
Not
Beasts
the
was
leading lady, other lady, Tina's sister.
Well, she was even better, but I mean, all three of them.
Okay.
All of the supporting cast were better than the leading man.
I don't know. I like Nuke better than Tina or Teeny or whichever one.
Which one?
The leading lady.
Leading lady. Okay.
Okay.
I hate that I can't list a single one of their names, but I could name any single one of the Harry Potter characters.
You've only seen it once. I mean, I saw it 5 times. So.
Well, I couldn't list any of the Warcraft characters, and I watched that a lot of times.
Duratan. That's all I got.
Rock or Gurgan.
Something like
Durgan.
Doomhammer.
Griddle noises.
Yeah, so...
I don't have many complaints about... Well, my major complaints about the movie was I didn't know that it was a saga, and I felt that it was completely left on a cliffhanger with so much left unanswered, and the romance left in such a shitty state. And then Patrick told me that this...
Yeah, first of like 5 movies, I think?
Yeah. Do you want your name in this? Or you can't?
I don't care.
Okay. Yeah, he commented that it's the first of 5 movies. I'm like, oh, okay. That completely changes how I feel about it.
And I really like the villain character. Because for a lot of the movie, you're trying to figure out if he's a bad guy or if he's not a bad guy. Because he was, of all the parents we've seen in Harry Potter universe, he treated that kid the most ethically of any parent we've seen in any
so far,
Harry Potter anything.
Hell, I'd say he's a better father figure than Sirius.
I have lots of complaints about Sirius.
Me too. He's given way too much love in the...
Yeah, well...
He's the fun uncle that you don't leave your kids to live with, but comes to visit.
Yeah. See, he helps the kids make all kinds of bad decisions.
Absolutely.
But
so I feel we're getting a little off track here, which is probably what we're going to do forever, so get fucking used to it. Are we going to swear in this? I'm cool with lying. I fucking swear.
Cool. I'm going to try and censor myself, but I'm trying to do that in general. So
that's probably a good idea. So you'll get what you get, and I don't care.
Warcraft. That's the next one on the list.
Fantastic Beasts and where to find them? Top 5? Top 10?
I put that in my top 5.
Not your top?
No. Oh, no. You haven't seen my top. It's at the bottom of the list.
I have to think about which my top actually is. That's tough, actually. A lot of really good ones, but none that just stand out to me.
Well, in an effort to avoid silence,
Yeah,
Warcraft. I enjoyed Warcraft a lot. Like, I did not think I was going to. I went into this, I don't know what's going on. There's going to be a lot of big fantasy words confusing me. But by the end, I was in and hooked.
I think one of the common misconceptions is that the average viewer, I think, liked it a lot more than people think. I think the Warcraft people understood the Warcraft aspect of it, which we're not. We are not Warcraft people. We did not get the Warcraft side of it.
I played the games way long before I can remember what the plot was.
And Warcraft that isn't World of Warcraft doesn't count.
Yeah,
No, it doesn't.
Well, that's what it was based on. It was based on the first game.
No, it's based on the first plot of...
No, it's not based on World of Warcraft. It's based on the first game.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
I wouldn't
that's
know.
When the orcs invade is on the first game.
They do that in World of Warcraft as well. That's part of the plot of World of Warcraft.
Well, maybe it's both. Who knows?
We don't.
Therefore, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, we liked it enough that it didn't matter whether it was based on the online game or the RTS.
Yeah, I look at the Rotten Tomatoes, and it got a 28 Rotten Tomato and a 72 audience score. And I think that kind of sums it up for me, at least. The movie was great as a coming in cold, not knowing Warcraft. And we were arguing over which game it even freaking comes from. That kind of puts in perspective our knowledge base.
CGI was really good, too.
Phenomenal. Really well. A lot better than... In every way, that movie was a lot better, except for getting names straight. There was too many characters with too big of names.
Duratan.
Yes, Duratan. The half-orc human lady. The wizard
Gamora.
boy.
I didn't remember her. She's Gamora.
Yeah, like
Garona.
Garona. Yeah, we
About
got
that.
this.
And then Nerdy Wizard.
Anything stand out to you as bad acting? I think the King.
I did not care for
But he did.
the actors.
I mean, what? Spoilers.
They should know by now.
Yeah.
The Dominic Cooper was not right for the role. He's not a very kingly actor.
No. He
Kinda
came across
tropey.
as like a dopey kid.
He was a little young to... I don't know. It was weird. Because he felt like he was younger than the main Captain Hero guy.
Yeah.
Distracted by family.
Yeah, hearing random noises upstairs. What the
They
hell
look
is
good to
going
me.
on? Yep, good.
So yeah, I would probably put that in my top five. Top five.
Pop five.
We're
Yeah.
gonna give that an 8.5 by 11.
17 by 11. I'm a fan of the
The ledger paper. Yes,
Yeah, easily top 5 for me too. Of the movies I saw this year, this was one of the best. I really, really liked it. I think it's way less credit than it deserves. And I think the audience that actually went and saw it would agree. People think that, it's too complicated and convoluted and you don't know what's going on if you're not familiar with Warcraft. You don't need to. You can follow everything that you need to. It's got a good plot, pretty good acting, minus a few exceptions. And it's a well-executed plot. It's well done and it gives you a nice solid conclusion with a lot of open-ended, because, it's Warcraft. There's a whole huge amount of plot left to do.
And they want to do a sequel.
And I really hope they do a sequel.
It profits from Chinese audiences alone means they'll do a sequel, whether or not
I just hope we actually get it.
Yeah, whether or not it's in all Chinese.
I can live with English subtitles. I watch anime.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'll be a section we'll have to do too. Because
We've
we watched
seen one all the way through.
Magical Girl, or
Madoka Magica.
Yeah, Madoka Magica.
And I haven't watched all that. I only watched the one episode.
Which wasn't enough. You should watch it. It's really good. Surprising. Way darker than you'd expect.
Anyways, moving on. Marvel movies. I would
yes.
say that Marvel movies have officially hit kind of...
They've plateaued. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would say that's not a bad plateau. That's like a solid 7 plateau. I think both Captain America Civil War and Doctor Strange fall into this. I would honestly rank Doctor Strange ahead of Civil War.
I think they're about the same for me.
Yeah.
Maybe Captain America a little more, because... I don't know.
I enjoyed the acting so much more in Doctor Strange.
Well...
Except the bad guy was really... Dormammu was good.
Dormammu was weird.
Really? I liked him. I thought that was a well-executed plot.
Because,
yeah,
he shows
so
up...
underutilized. You should have been using him way more and the actual bad guy way less.
I don't know. I was okay with the actual bad guy because they actually gave him a character, reasoning, and backstory, unlike most Marvel villains.
Yeah, but fair point.
Most Marvel villains are throwaways. Like
the one in Civil War?
Yeah, you find out why he's so sad in the last 5 minutes of the movie. Far too late for you to really
and it's the same sadness that the whole movie's based on, that, you guys kill people because you're not that great at saving.
And no, Tony kills people because he's not that great at saving.
Yeah, the rest of them are all pretty good.
Yeah.
The Hulk too. It's not so great. He's gotten better.
Enemies with gout. All your enemies are suffering when...
What?
It's Avengers. When Thor is... talking about how he was slaying people on the battlefield, and Hulk isn't looking great, and Captain America's like, stop. And he's like, oh yeah, gout and bruises. No death.
Yeah, I don't know. Civil War wasn't bad, by any means. I felt they were both above average, but they don't stand out to me within the Marvel Universe.
Civil War was not better than Winter Soldier.
You mean, any other title by inside joke. He hates the title of Winter Soldier.
I think we talked about this on
the podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is going to go on the same channel as the podcast.
Who knows? Whatever.
Think about deleting the podcast stuff.
Leave it. Who cares?
Incriminated evidence.
Keep
back on the plot.
Good lord.
Is there anything specific you want to talk about with Civil War and Doctor Strange?
Yes.
Both top 10.
I am getting kind of sick of Marvel movies with, here's a new character, they may or may not show up later.
Who did they have in this one?
Doctor Strange. I
thought you were talking about Civil War.
No, just Doctor Strange in general. Here's another thing to care about in the Marvel Universe. We don't know if we're ever going back to it.
That would be my biggest complaint with the Marvel Universe, is that it just relies so heavily on the concept of sometimes not all the people show up. And we've got these
It's-
incredible god-stomping behemoths of men that just kind of may or may not come and help. I mean, hey, Thor's got his thing he's got to do. I mean, yeah, I know it's in the middle of Earth. I know Iron Man can show up. No, he's not.
And I mean, Avengers 2 is so bogged down by setting up future Marvel movies that it's getting in the way of itself at this point.
Yeah. I actually like it when they do more of these individualized movies. Like, the biggest thing I'd give Civil War credit for is the fact that it isn't an Avengers movie, but it practically is. They're willing to take and just leave out some characters. They really didn't in that one. But that's what I want them to do. It doesn't make any sense, but it's where they excel the best.
I mean,
Less heroes and some more good villains. Bring back a Loki. More villains that are great.
Okay, name one other Marvel villain.
Exactly. That's what I want to hear. Honestly, I didn't think Ultron... Ultron?
Robot?
Yeah, he wasn't that bad. I thought he was a well-done villain. His reasoning made sense. His acting was well done. He was funny and interesting. I enjoyed him.
Quips, though.
Yeah.
All the quips.
Yeah.
The whole
That was
movie.
great. Great quips. I mean, Marvel is quips of the series.
Okay, I suppose. See, to me, we'll put it this way.
I mean,
If
Doctor
you-
Strange.
If you view all the Marvel movies as TV episodes and the Avengers movies as season finales, I feel like a lot of the episodes are becoming filler.
Okay. I think a large part of that is setting up the characters, though. I mean,
How long do we have to set up frickin' Thanos? Okay,
no, I no excuses there, and I can't justify that in any way. I was more referring to Doctor Strange. We're setting up our heroes. I want more interesting villains.
True, because he's going to be in Thor, I think, the next Thor movie.
I don't know. I can't keep track. But
I
I
can.
want more heroes. I love that they're building a unified Marvel universe with so much stuff that can happen in it. They're going to have to make a bomb one of these times. I mean, it's bound to happen. I can't believe they made as many as they have without a bomb. I mean, the worst they've done so far is, what, Iron Man 2 and 3? Which weren't bad.
Yeah, I enjoyed Iron Man 3, but that's because I didn't read the comics. People didn't like Thor 2.
I don't think it was bad.
I didn't think it was bad either. People didn't like Captain America, the first Captain America. I loved the first
great.
Captain America.
And pacing was maybe a little poor, but
I mean, it single-handedly turned him into my favorite Marvel hero, and I thought he
From
was
the
a
worst.
propaganda machine. I thought he was a propaganda machine before that.
which
But-
he kind of is.
Yeah, but they managed to turn him into something else.
I can't think of a Marvel movie that's been released since The Bad Hulk that's been below a 6 out of 10 in my mind.
Give it time.
Oh, yeah, like I said, I mean, they're pumping them out like they're candy. It's going to happen eventually.
And still no Black Widow or Hawkeye movie.
Which I think they could do a lot with.
Yeah,
Those are both fantastic characters and fantastic actors.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're against going back in time, though, because I think a prequel with those two would be nice. But
Yeah.
anyways,
That'll probably end up as a TV show.
doesn't everything.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's
More
move on to
money.
the next one.
Yeah. Magnificent Seven.
I really
We
like
both just watched that recently. He got it on DVD for me so I could watch it because
Blu-ray.
I was in school and I couldn't see it. I was busy. Blu-ray. Sorry. The graphics are so different.
Now, as a person who hasn't seen the Seven Samurai or the original Magnificent Seven, I
Same
really
here.
liked it.
Same here.
I liked all the characters, and some of them get better in the deleted scenes.
Some of them also get worse.
It's true.
I highly recommend watching the deleted scenes. One of them really, really develops the
The Mexican.
Mexican.
I think that's what they call him in the movie, anyway.
Probably,
the
yeah,
Mexican.
they really did. It's like, how do I say this politically correct? Oh, maybe just use the title they give him in the movie, I guess? I don't know. But yeah, he was great. Phenomenal. At least in the deleted scenes. They really fleshed him out in a way that
Yeah, and
wasn't in the movie. He was my least favorite character until we watched one deleted scene.
yeah, and then the rest of the characters were.
He was a really good character.
This guy,
I love him. The old dude who's probably pretty racist and
my favorite,
not
was
a very good human
the guy
being.
with
But
the knives.
I
I should know his name. Well, the guy with the knives who threw knives and spoilers died.
well,
like
that's
half of them.
yeah, like half of them.
Yeah.
All but 3. of 7. So yeah,
I
about
think-
half of them.
And well, yeah, because
Yes.
I mean, I liked Denzel was good. Denzel's good in everything.
Yeah.
And then Chris Pratt
Pratt
was
was
good.
great. He's been great in darn near everything too. Speaking of which, I need to watch Parks and Recreation. He's supposed to be phenomenal in that.
I have not tried to watch that yet. Well,
I've heard great things about it. But all of them were great actors. The what was surprising was the number of good actors that didn't have much dialogue. Like the old geezer who talks real funny. He was very little conversation or dialogue and
Vincent
very
Donut
well
Fritos.
done. Yeah, Vincent Donut Fritos. Shout outs
Thank
to
you on this trailer.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so it was really good. I enjoyed the pacing. I maybe didn't understand why they sent everyone just kind of agreed to go to the town to die, but other than that, I really liked the movie.
The one complaint I had was there was no character development outside of the one deleted scene. All of the characters were who they were recruited for who they are, and did what they were until they died or left.
The guy who left and came back, he had character growth.
A
And the fact that
little.
He came back.
He came back.
I really liked his character because they show... Because you're wondering for a while if he was actually part of this ghost squad or
Yeah,
whatever.
super sniper.
And then he just kind of takes out the entire... the whole branch. Or all the bottles on the bench. And they're training the town. I really liked his character too.
I would say that's not a lot of character development.
No, but
But it's all that there
compared to the
was.
I mean, Chris Pratt's character didn't get any growth.
No. Denzel Washington didn't.
And
and
well,
it's
he
not
was a
some-
mystery character. I mean, Chris Pratt was the standard Western.
Yeah, he
hero.
was established who he was, and he did it the whole way through.
I mean, and Denzel was the slow reveal. And the rest were just kind of filling a role.
But like I said, while I say that was my biggest complaint, it's a very small one. I'd put this in the top 5 for the year. I'd put it at the same level as Star Wars Rogue One. It's in my top.
They're
for the
very
year.
similar movies.
Yeah, they're extremely similar movies. Think about it for a little bit, and you will realize how incredibly similar they are.
Mm-hmm.
What was the analogy we had that was Stargate?
That's for Arrival.
Arrival. Okay, we'll get to that.
Next, Deadpool.
Deadpool. I don't know what the Rotten Tomatoes was for this. I thought it was amazing. Absolutely loved it.
As a person who doesn't go in much for crude humor, I thought it was okay.
Yeah, he
About
hates,
the same for it was another Marvel movie, which is good because it wasn't made by
Yeah, it was made by someone
Fox.
who didn't have that that funding and that backing.
Well, I mean, Ryan Reynolds was the movie.
He really was. He carried that movie.
Because otherwise, it's your really boring standard origin story.
I think my favorite thing about it was that it was an action movie that pretended to be a romance movie to get girls to go, but was actually a romance movie that was pretending to be an action movie that was pretending to be a romance movie. And it really was just a stereotypical love story. The plot is actually pretty...
Stereotypical hero origin story, more
Yeah.
like. Because that's how I saw it. Goes in the lab for experimenting, comes out super thing.
Yeah.
And then...
Super ugly.
Yeah. That's
It's how I think of Star Wars Force Awakens, that it's very much a cut and dry standard plot, not taking any real adventures or risks, just doing what's normal, it's good, it's easy, and then just doing it top notch. I'd say Deadpool's an easy 8 out of 10, one of my top movies for the year. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. Get a DVD and don't watch it in front of your parents. Or grandparents, or kids.
I'm going to give that an 8.5 by 11 again.
8.5 by 11. Not 11 by 17. Who's going to get the
Actually, we'll do 4 by 6 note card. That's what we'll get.
Is that good or bad?
Up to you guys.
I want to know what movie gets the fabled 11 by 17
Okay,
award.
I'll let you know. It's on this list.
I think that's going to end up having to be our award for every year. Is someone gets the 11 by 17 award. And we just put a nice big ledger sheet of paper with the DVD case.
That's what I
taped
work
to it.
with at work. It's great.
Oh, I did tons of drafting, and that's what everything would print out on. So I'm very familiar with ledgers as well.
Character building.
Yeah, you like us. Listen, Moan, we rule.
Next one on the list is written Star Trek Explosions.
Because that's what it was. It was the Michael Bay of Star Trek movies.
It was one scene.
When the movie rounds out, and I'm embarrassed to say, but I can honestly barely remember the plot of the movie, but I remember that they surfed their spaceship on an explosion wave while blasting rock music.
Which is really sad, because it's probably my number 2 movie of the year.
Really?
I really liked it.
Wow.
Because I get more and more out of it the more I watch it.
I need to rewatch it then. That would be one of my biggest things about movies is a good movie gets better the more you watch it, which I think is something that's going to be unfortunate about... Yeah. When I think it's one of the things that hurt Star Wars Force Awakens and most of the Star Wars movie is they don't get better the more you watch them. You need a lot of depth in a movie to make that happen.
But yeah, Star Trek Beyond.
What was the plot? I remember them.
They're tricked into going to a planet so
yeah, they've got like
Krall
little drones
can destroy them. He's salvaged a ancient aliens race's weaponry, and it turns out he was a former Starfleet commander who sucked out all the life of all but 2 of his crewmates. He sends one out to lure in.
Yeah.
Kirk and friends.
A really lame plot in my mind.
I think...
Become super powerful and then come back just to extract revenge.
Well, because he's trying to screw Starfleet. He wants a war. He was a warrior.
No, yeah,
he wants war.
I kind of remember it now. It's coming back to me. I just remember him surfing the drones with rock music.
I mean... Apparently there's some big thing with that band and Star Trek in terms of...
history or something?
Something like that. Well, cool. They played that song in the first reboot Trek movie for Kirk.
Apologize for the noise. Had to push the speaker. Speaker! We talk into speaker to make noise things happen. It was going to fall off the table, the microphone.
But yeah, I would put it as probably my number 2.
I think it's in top 10 because we have like 10 video movies.
Alright, let's move on to the next one. I mean, we can probably kind of gloss over the next
few. Yeah, Finding Dory. It was really good. I mean, it was a good return to form for Pixar, right? Pixar.
I liked it. They did good job with...
They did good Pixar things. Made me feels. Wasn't bad. Plot was good.
It wasn't the next big thing.
Yeah, it wasn't... I don't know, it was really good. I don't know, it's... Just keep doing what you're doing and we'll keep coming watching. And it's like a good solid 8.
For every 2 original movies, I think they have to do 1 sequel as their contract with Disney, so keep at it.
Yeah, you're doing good. I can't complain.
Waiting for Incredibles 2.
Yeah, come on. Please.
What's Cars?
Yeah.
Anyways, bad DC movie. Oh, perfect. We put it in bad DC movies.
Stop doing what you're doing. You're not doing it right. Don't do what Pixar's doing. Stop.
The fact that they keep going back to Zack Snyder, I think, says a lot about what they really care about. And he's a big money earner. He's not necessarily known for making good movies.
Yeah.
I mean...
Well, I mean, the only thing I could expect for them to do different would be to hire Michael Bay to do it instead.
Well, I mean...
Which would unfortunately probably work.
Yeah, at least he knows some better... At least he knows not to put too much plot in. Good Lord, Batman v Superman. Because that movie bugged the crap out of me. Because I was hooked in the first 5 minutes when you've got Bruce Wayne driving through downtown Metropolis trying to save his employees at the building. Because I'm like, okay, this dude's awesome. What's going on? And then it just all went downhill from there.
Yeah, really started on the highest note of the movie. I mean... You've got Batman making snide comments under his breath to Superman. Snooper,
no snooping.
Oh, God.
Martha!
The best part of that movie was Xena? No.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, thank you. She was the only redeeming part of the movie in my mind.
And they didn't do anything with her.
No, they really underutilized. She was probably the best actress in the movie.
I mean, and... Sure, the Batman fight scene was cool if you ignore the fact that he murdered everybody.
And he does a lot of that.
I mean, I know you're okay with heroes killing things, but kind of the opposite of his character.
Yeah. Maybe they're writing a new kind of series.
Well,
Darker DC, where Superman breaks necks and
what we need.
Batman just runs people over and brands them, because why the hell not? And why the hell was he branding people?
Till they get beat up in prison? I don't know.
Okay.
I think that's their plot excuse for it.
So, one of the things I was going to give credit for is they didn't do a Batman origin story. Because, let's face it, we all know the Batman origin story.
Yeah, but they threw it out there like they threw one out there with the Robin suit, like we should know what's going on. And they're never going to go back and cover that.
No. But the problem is, they wrote a very different Batman than we've seen in any other Batman, except for maybe way back in the day when with like Mr. Freeze.
Oh, yeah.
Back in that day when you'd shoot people and shit. But this is not the Batman we're used to seeing, not the Batman that we'd expected, and he's just kind of is that Batman. We don't know why or how or why is he branding people. I mean, he's just the Batman. Because I'm Batman.
And then there's Superman, and that's all there really is about him.
Yeah. Honestly, he's one of the most boring characters and
they're not making him any
no, they're not doing any justice. They just do tons and tons of Jesus metaphors and hope that makes us happy because Jesus, he makes everyone happy.
I think there are some people who aren't very happy with Jesus.
Okay.
Suicide Squad was bad.
It was better than Batman v Superman.
Not much.
I felt Batman v Superman was bad. Suicide Squad was okay.
Okay, slightly lower than your average Marvel movie.
Exactly. I gave it a 5 out of 10. I would say it met the bar for a movie. It was in fact a movie. I did in fact spend some money on it. I didn't feel like I threw my money away.
Reference honest trailers again. You've got Will Smith doing his best to save this movie. And he does a pretty good job, but
yeah,
he plays the
and they gave him such a bad character to play.
Yeah, he plays it like the average Will Smith character with depth.
Yeah.
I mean, they do the only thing.
Deadeye got way more
Deadshot.
than Deadshot, Deadeye, whatever. He didn't matter much. And for a main character, he's a really poor choice. They really struggled to make him into someone likable / still a bad guy / interesting.
And then
throwaway boomerang dude.
Well, he was like the secondary character. Well,
wait, no, he wasn't the batter. It was the guy who could climb things, I think it was.
Oh, yeah. This guy can climb anything, and he's only here so we can kill him off. We didn't waste any time building his character, so he's not going to stick around.
The characters in this movie were so disparate in how useful and or interesting they were. They're like, oh, I'm a chick with a bat. Well, I'm kind of crazy. That's my superpower.
Harley's character is she's in love with the Joker.
Yeah. And the Joker is awful.
Oh my god.
And completely used to sell a movie that he really wasn't in.
Yep.
Deadshot can shoot things accurately. That's an awesome superpower. Then you've got guy who throws boomerangs. Right? Boomerangs?
Yep.
Yeah. Crocodile
he throws things in general. I think he's called Boomerang.
Okay.
Superhero.
And you got guy who can climb anything. Then you have Fire
this is
Demon.
Katana.
No, then you have Katana.
This is Katana. That's all the characterization she gets.
No, she looks at her sword from time to time.
That's right. And cries.
Which honestly is more character development than they gave her in the actual movie. If she did herself. But honestly, of those, she was probably the most badass.
Well, and then, she's not even a villain.
No. And then you have, like, the couple... Oh, wait, no. And then you have Crocodile Dude, who's just kind of a crocodile dude.
I don't even remember what he did in the movie.
He was a crocodile dude. He swam under the water and placed a bomb. And he did swimming things.
The number one thing that bugged me about that movie was that was such an anime ending. And we'll use the power of friendship to stop you. He literally says, we got one thing you don't got. Friends. And I'm like, oh my god.
Believe in the heart of the cards.
Oh my god.
Oh. Like, it wasn't great. It wasn't the worst thing I saw this year, but it wasn't great. Actually, it may have been the worst thing I saw this year. Well, no, because Batman v Superman was, but it wasn't far behind. Which actually tells me I saw a lot of good things this year.
Transformers 4 wasn't the best.
Was that a bad? I don't think so.
No, that gotta be. No, I was at home, so definitely last year.
Okay, the newest Transformers was really bad. That is one I would qualify as bad. That did not meet the bar of a movie.
God, oh my God.
God, the acting was so bad. I don't even care that we're not supposed to be talking about it. It was so bad.
Spectacular disappointment.
That was one of the examples of the worst acting I've ever seen in a budget movie. Big budget movie. Budget movie would mean that it has a budget, I think. That makes sense.
Since we're on DC, let's
skip to Killing Joke, which was the best DC movie we saw this year, which isn't saying much.
Really isn't. I mean, the parts that were from the comic were good.
Then there was that whole prequel that they stuck in because they needed to make it longer for reasons and cost themselves more money for something that detracted from the movie.
And that's not how you make a strong female character.
No, God, I don't know who wrote that, but that is the opposite of a strong female character. It really is.
She sleeps with her boss as she
gets drugged and almost raped.
Oh my God.
Just through complains about her boy troubles to her gay friend.
What a throwaway character. We're going to stick a gay character in here just to have a gay character.
They did not do any justice to any of the characters that they included in that beginning stuff. Including Batman, who is becoming like I'm the father figure that's going to have sex with you. And you have to watch yourself or people will take advantage of you. Strong female characters.
You've never been to the edge. You haven't seen the darkness and hasn't it looked back at you. That's like almost a direct quote, I think.
Yeah, you pretty much. I remember that quote. So yeah, go see it. Leave the theater. Get some popcorn. Come back. Watch a great movie.
I think because I've got it on Blu-ray.
Is there an option to skip the first half?
No, but I fast forward. It's like 43 minutes, and you just skip right to that and watch.
I hope if they were really smart, they'd do a scene. Like, that was one of the scenes where it's like the actual movie starts. They can even label it that actual movie.
Well, it kind of is because it's the Batgirl jogging scene, which that's technically where the comic starts. They do, yeah.
I mean, the actual part where the stuff happens to her without all of the romance backstory, you literally add nothing to the movie with the romance backstory. Nothing. Except hurt all of the characters that are in the movie. It's really sad. And it's such a DC thing to do. Or, well, not DC, but whoever's making DC movies.
Well, it's disappointment because the animated DC stuff tends to be so much better than the average stuff. I mean, because that's where their hidden gold mine is. Because all the Justice League cartoon was awesome.
Yeah.
The Superman, Batman cartoons were all awesome.
The current Marvel, or not Marvel, but DC TV shows have been pretty good from what I've seen.
Teen Titans.
Well, with the exception. Although I have to give them a lot of credit. They did a full meta episode where they literally made an episode about how they only have one fan, and they do all of the, fan service things that supposedly make them great to try and continue to make him happier and bring more people, and then ostracize their only fan. It was such a meta episode. It was hilarious. I apologize. I watched Teen Titans because it's a show that my little daughter can watch, and it's on TV. That is my justification.
I'd say in the interest of time, we skip Now You See Me Too. I enjoyed, but...
Great. Yeah.
Sure. Anyways, next, The Arrival, because that's actually the one we've seen
the newest
recently.
one. And honestly, one of my favorites. I think I like it more than you did. He had problems with the pacing.
I fell asleep for part of it. I mean, it's, what did I call it? Contact, what was it? Analytical, I had a phrase for it. It's contact,
Contact, the mathematics problem.
Something like that. Contact, Applied Linguistics Edition. Because it's all about trying to communicate with them, which
is a really interesting approach. I don't think it's ever really been done. It was a unique plot, one with a significant twist that I'm actually not going to spoil for all the things we've spoiled in this.
Technically, I think it's older than Rogue One.
I don't care. It's still the only one I'm not going to spoil.
Okay,
it actually
fine.
has a good twist in it.
That's
Maybe
fine.
I will.
I mean, the problem I had with the twist is it didn't track backwards with some of the explanation for it.
Yeah.
But that's all I'm going to say.
I would say it was the biggest tearjerker for me this year. Houses, kids, dogs, animals, wives. Make noise. Whoa, focus. I lost my train of thought. It really made me like not even like tear up, but like a little bit of like a choke up. And it was an incredibly good twist at the end with some real tearjerker. It's a very unique story.
We'll get to in the rest of the list. Anyways,
the big thing I'd say for it was that it I don't think it had a pacing problem. It had a useless scene problem. There was a lot of too much artisticness done in it, where they clearly did this just to be artistic. There's a part where she turns on the TV and then stands directly in front of the TV,
completely
blocking her students from being able to see this TV, none of which say a thing. And it stayed for far too long.
The kid had the balls to tell the teacher, "Hey, teach, can you turn on the TV?" And then doesn't have the balls to tell her to move so they can see it.
Hey, we can't see through your back, you know. I mean, we appreciate you listen, but come on.
I know you're staring right into a camera, but it's supposed to be a camera.
And I know you're like at point blank range at like a 80-inch TV, so you really are just looking at the pixels, but
yeah. There was a lot of shots in that movie could have been about an hour shorter without the useless shots.
Yeah, well, more importantly, they could have used that to improve or increase the amount of plot, which is great. Highly recommend you watch it. This was...
if you're a fan of Stargate, it was Daniel and Sam versus the U.S. government. That's what.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was Stargate so much. They had the
and Daniel was the female character.
Yeah, they swapped the male and female.
Gender swap. Daniel Sam versus.
Did they have a Colonel Jackson? I swear they did. They definitely had a General Hammond. It was great. We had the best blast once we started analyzing this as an episode of Stargate, just set in a different universe. It makes total sense. Total sense. You've got Daniel Jackson with Agent Carter working for General Hammond to make for... Shut up. I just bought that for Rosanna. But yeah, it was great. I'm halfway tempted to say it's my top movie for the year. I'm afraid to say it.
That's tier 11 by 17?
It might be. It's between that... Oh, crap.
Because, I mean, I enjoyed it. It's a communication major. I liked a lot of the talking themes and some of the use of lying with, like, the kangaroo joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, sometimes you got to do that.
And the acting was top-notch. There was no bad acting in that. Minus the not bad acting, but bad scenes because director was too artsy for his own good.
But yeah.
Just like that. Just stare off into the stuff that's over here.
So
I'm gonna finish this off with what it's a tie with somewhere. I'm gonna have to ask you to help me. It's somewhere between Deadpool, Warcraft, and Arrival, which blows me away that those are my three top for the year.
Of the three, my favorite of those three was Warcraft.
I'm giving it to Arrival, with Warcraft probably coming in third. It's the one that I enjoyed on the second watch the least. I liked it better the second watch, but I like Deadpool more and more every time I watch it, and I like...
Oh, it's because you...
I'm going to give it to Deadpool, then Warcraft, then Arrival, because I haven't watched Arrival twice yet.
Okay, that's fair. I'll let you do that.
I can't believe I gave Deadpool my top spot for the year, but it's going to that. Yeah.
I don't even know if it technically came out in 2017.
Oh, it still gets it.
God.
You might be right.
Where you're writing all the dates wrong and it's all fun.
I finished this in 2017.
Now we're going on to movies that
Well, you have to give yours. Is it Star Trek?
We haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, is it one? Okay.
Movies that not both of us have watched.
Yeah, there's a few of those.
So we'll start with yours because the other two.
I only have one. I loved Hardcore Henry. It was so much better than it had any right to be. I hate that I have to recommend it after it's out of theaters because it was so good in theaters. So it's like a first-person... Imagine playing Call of Duty, the movie, and it is so much better than you think it would be. And the biggest thing I'd have to say for it is the character and the plot and the acting is so much better than a freaking first-person shooter deserves to be. The characters are phenomenal. It's got good twists in it. Oh, it's so good.
Sure that isn't your top one?
No, because it's very niche. And
looked headache-inducing. I don't want to see it.
That was the biggest thing. Way better on you. That I was really afraid I was going to get motion sickness or have issues with that because it is legitimately first person. And oh man, some of the action shots in that are so well done. They do first person so well. I don't know how they pulled it off, but it was really well done. But no, not vomit inducing at all for me.
Okay.
I didn't experience any motion sickness. I think one of my friends, I think Annie, experienced a little bit of motion sickness in it, but very minimal.
Who knows?
And there were some points where you're trying to cock your head to make the world a little bit brighter, but oh man, it was so well done.
I wonder how it would be watching that in a VR headset or something like that.
I want to. I really do. That would be one of my goals, is to watch it on a VR headset. Although that might be worse.
Probably. Especially if the camera's tilted and you're trying to tilt your head.
It actually probably wouldn't work in VR because one of the things that I've done a little bit of research on VR, when the world moves and you don't, your body just can't handle that. It's really bad. It really jars you.
I would give you a fixed point in a lot of the games.
If you put them in a cage, do the exact same thing, all those vomit-inducing things go away. Because suddenly you're in something that's moving, and that totally works with your brain. I find that so cool that putting yourself in a cage matters up here somehow. Some evolutionary advantage. That's so weird.
Inner ear, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Something. Who knows?
But highly recommend Hardcore Henry. It's going to be my top movie to recommend, even if it doesn't get the 11/17 award. We'll have to come up with another award for my favorite movie of the year, even if I don't think it was the best.
Sure. Well, I've got two movies to get through, and I'm only going to gloss over The Accountant, which I
really want to watch that one.
It was excellent, because
it's very unique
Ben
plot.
Affleck does a wonderful job of that movie. Is this sort of hitman...
Accountant, autistic.
Because he has some of those social cues that not everyone has. Where there's this one scene where
spoilers.
There's a hitman that comes to take out this family, and he's kind of protects them, and he brutally murders the person trying to kill them in front of him, and he just kind of looks at him and walks away. kind of one of those. Yeah, I could see someone doing that if they've got autistic.
They don't quite
tendencies.
grasp the social impact of what they've just done.
Yep.
That's good. I think I like that. I'm gonna have to watch that. That's on my list of things to watch.
The twist at the end, I kind of saw the twist coming. I mean, it was the only logical way for the twist to go. But the way they did it was so well done that I recommend it. I'd probably put that in my top 5. I'm not going to say a whole list because I'm sure it's going to be inconsistent as hell. But last movie that was my favorite movie of the year.
Oh, okay. I don't know what's this one.
Hacksaw Ridge. I've been telling you I've been trying to get you to see this for weeks.
I know, and I didn't realize it was so big to you.
Oh yeah, it's my top movie of the year.
Okay, that explains it. You just said that, bro.
It's my top movie of the year.
Oh, okay. Well, that changes everything.
The 11/17.
We'll have to stick Deadpool and make Hacksaw Ridge up.
Well, it'll be the perfect size for it.
Yeah, it's side by side, the two DVDs.
And so yeah, Hacksaw Ridge was my favorite, and it's directed by Mel Gibson, which I did not know going into it, or I saw that in the credits, and I don't know if you know anything about Mel Gibson in terms of controversy, but
Yeah.
Apparently they don't like him very much in Hollywood.
He did a little bit of racism.
Something like that. But I don't
Just
know.
a little thing.
I don't know. I don't care.
He called someone the N-word.
Oh, that well.
Caught on camera. Oops.
But, I mean, it's an interesting story to cover because this is an actual person, and they have to actually tone down how badass he was in the actual war in the movie because it doesn't seem believable. He does some pretty awesome stuff in the movie because it's a soldier who goes into combat refusing to carry a weapon. So he's a medic. And
I got confused and thought we were talking about accountants still.
No, Hacksaw Ridge, my
I know. I'm listening.
top movie of the year, just in case.
We're gonna have to come up with a better seating arrangement. Sorry, go ahead.
So it's all about this guy who goes into combat without a weapon. He's a medic and just trying to save everybody he can. And some of the characterization is excellent because you've got Andrew Garfield playing the main character in Spider-Man. Most recent.
Which I love him as an actor. I'm so excited for the next Spider-Man.
Yeah, not that guy.
Oh.
The one who was just before the Amazing Spider-Man. Oh.
I remember him. I'll have to look at the video.
Really small knives.
Yeah. I know which one you're talking about, yeah.
And then his dad is Hugo Weaving. Elrond plays his dad.
Elrond?
From Lord of the Rings. Hugo Weaving. Agent
Elrond?
Smith.
Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, him. But he plays the dad.
Ooh, sorry, that was probably way too loud. I may
Good
have to edit that out. Another movie to add to that, because I haven't seen it yet, and I think you should see it, and we should just watch it tonight. Frick hell. John Wick, supposed to be amazing.
Oh, man.
Heard great things about it.
Okay, and I've heard not so great things from my parents, so we'll see.
Duel.
We'll see what happens. But
movies on motorcycles.
But yeah, just to finish up with Hacksaw Ridge, you have to go through. I go through after pretty much every movie I watch. I'll go through the IMDb trivia about the movie and find out stuff. And they actually had to cut out just how much of a badass this soldier was because it wouldn't seem believable in a movie.
Just seemed preposterous.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So like kicking. One of the shots has him kicking a grenade out of the air back towards the Japanese, and that happened.
Jesus.
And there's more.
That's one thing I'd love. I don't know. Just love to randomly talk about. There's amazing things that happen in war. Like I was reading some stories about.
War is also bad.
Yes,
awful.
Not
condoning war.
When I say amazing things that happen in war, I mean unbelievable acts of heroics that just seem completely impossible. Like there was this bayonet squad. I mean, this is the whatever century, and bayonets are kind of a thing of the past. I mean, we're all using guns now. Come on, they all shoot multiple bullets. It's not like we're using muskets anymore. But this general was super set in his way, and bayonets are the way. And his team ran out of ammo, had to storm the hill, and they stormed up it. And they got up there, and they won. They stormed it, and they took them. They described seeing one of their fellows bayonet a guy, lob him into the air, and then stick him again on the way down, and then toss him off to the side. And it's just...
adrenaline does amazing
exactly.
things.
Incredible things happen in war. Just preposterous things.
But yeah, that's
everything. We've got our 11x17 award. Maybe we should actually create these as 11x17 awards and stick them up on the wall. Every and we'll hold that up for all of 26-17 until
because it'll be another year before we can do this. So.
Exactly.
And we'll just do the slow reveal where we kind of drag it up.
That doesn't make any sense because we don't know until the end.
Exactly.
Oh, I see. Oh.
When at the end of
that would mean we'd have to know before we do our final episode. This is very much developing progress.
Yeah,
we'll probably have more regimented.
We'll probably focus very much on single movies throughout the rest of the episodes.
We're catching up because it's 2017 and we
We're
came in late.
About 2 years behind on wanting to start this podcast. So
yeah, it really has been. We're old. But yeah, I'm thinking we'll try and set this up to be a weekly deal. We go and see a movie typically every Tuesday.
Let's try to do bi-weekly because sometimes some weeks they're just movies we don't.
Let's commit to bi-weekly and aim for weekly.
Sure, we'll do that.
We'll have to come up with like
good.
an intro and an outro, something like, "Hey, it's Piss and Moan, and we're here to shit on your movies," or I don't know.
YouTuber intro.
Yeah, YouTuber intro, and now YouTuber outro. We'd have like right here and here. There'd be the watch these other movies. God, this is so disorienting. Watch these 2 videos that are not. Yeah, and yeah, I think we can call it that. That's the end of the video. We'll be continuing to actually produce this.